So coming up, our last duo is a very, very surprising element for me, if I would say, and definitely for the audience. So we have none other than Nihal Wadhera on the hot seat, who is one of our aspiring cricketers of our country. So with him, I have Anshuman, and they are taking forward Gully to Glory. So about Nihal, he is an IPL player and he's been playing for the Punjab Cricket Association as well. He's been there under 19 aspirant and currently he's taking forward with Mumbai Indians. So we'll be hearing from him his anecdotes, that what is it that brought him to aspire his career into sportsmanship and how he actually thinks himself to take forward into the stiff competition of cricket. Nehal, can we hear it out from you? And with him we have Anshuman, who is the founder of Swap and Style. So we have two handsome boys with us on the stage.
Can everyone hear us? Yeah, perfect. So Nihal, I think this is your first non-sporting event. You're coming here as a speaker.
Yeah.
And I think this is your first time that you come out on the pitch, the last man. Because you're such a good batsman, I'm sure you open most of the times, and today you're the last person. So how does it feel to be here at a non-sporting event when, we are going to talk not only about sports but other elements of your life also?
So yeah, it's interesting. I'm really thankful to Vivek sir for inviting me here. I feel really honored, and listening to all the previous speakers, it was really motivational for me, because this is the first time I'm attending such a thing. So it's obviously really a good learning for me as well. And yeah.
Okay. So I have a quick question, and for that I need the audience also to be involved. How many of us are following the Asia Cup this year? Quite a few. How many of you watched the match yesterday between India versus Bangladesh? So, in the last few balls, Akshar Patel was our last hope, right? And he performed superbly well. He had an innings with 42 runs. And we were very, very close to a stage where we needed only 12 runs in 9 balls. And that's when it's completely achievable. He could have gone in with singles and doubles, and we could have easily won the match. But he went on with a lofted shot and he got caught, and he had to return to the pavilion. So what I want to understand is that there is of course a lot of pressure on the player when you're on the ground. The audience is cheering for you, thousands of people cheering for you, relying on you, because practically Akshar Patel was the last hope, and you have been the last hope for Mumbai Indians at many instances. So what goes in the mind of the player? What is the kind of pressure? And how is it different when you watch the match on a television and when you are there on the ground?
Yeah, first of all, I would like to ask you, how are you so sure that I watched last day's match? Because last night's match, how are you so sure that I watched it?
Yeah, that's why I asked everyone.
No, I did watch it. So
okay.
Yeah, it's so like if you're watching a match, so there are many things which people don't get to know. Like if we are batting inside, so there is usually one side which is shorter to the other, and then there are other factors as well on as to which side the wind is blowing. So these are such factors which people won't get to know, but we know as when we are we step inside the field. So yeah, you're talking about Akshar Patel. I think in today's today's time, most of the cricketers or more like what we are taught is that we should finish the game by the second last over, so that the pressure doesn't build up till the last over. And I think that is what even he was trying to do, but unfortunately he got out. If it would have been a 6, people would have started clapping, and they would have said, "Whoa, what a shot!" So that's how sports is. If you connect it, like people would encourage you. If you don't, people would say, "What a bad shot," or anything like that. So I think that's what sports teaches you. How to get mature. I mean, like I'm 23, but I know, like my thinking, it's if I talk to other people on my of my group, so I know like because of sports, I have, it has given me some addition into me, which has helped me throughout during this IPL as well.
Good.
So if you see my first season, like this was my first season in IPL, so I did decently well according to me. I don't know. Yeah. So I think so that these are all the things which helped me.
Right. So this brings me to the next question also, that there is a lot of pressure on field. Of course, when you're there on field, there's a lot of pressure. But now with social media and with cricketers becoming increasingly popular by the day, there is a lot of pressure off field also. When you have such high following on social media, even the audience has got so impulsive that, like you said, that if you would have connected the shot, you would have become the hero. And if unfortunately at a very, very important stage, yesterday's match was not that important. However, when you're at a stage which is very important, and at the same time, you have pressure on ground, but off ground also, there is a lot that goes on because of social media. So what do you think about that aspect, which did not exist about 7 to 10 years back?
Yeah, so the first thing when we enter IPL is that the teams, they do tell us that social media, you need to keep yourself off social media. So that's the first thing which they mainly focus on as we enter the IPL. So yeah, talking about the other things, the crowd and everything else. So the first match when I was stepping in, we were 80 for 3 or 4, and Surya Kumar Yadav got out before me, and I was actually sitting and thinking that Tilak, you must be knowing Tilak Verma and Surya Bhai. So they both were batting, and Surya Bhai got out, and I was actually, I stood up and I was like, Nehal, ki you were actually thinking of playing in the IPL, and now like my name, it started like it was displayed in the big screen that Nehal Wadhera is coming into bat next. And I looked up there and I had goosebumps. And then I just went in, and I was like, all the people, the crowd was cheering RCB because the match was in Chinnaswamy. And then I went in, and the first ball I played, I hit a 4, the first ball which I played, and it boosted my confidence. And then I knew, like, till the first ball I was a bit nervous, I would say, but then after I hit my first, my scoring boundary, I got that confidence within me, and that momentum just continued forward, and I continued to do well in the upcoming matches as well. I scored 250s in my first, IPL against CSK and RCB.
Can we have a huge round of applause for that?
So yeah, I would say it depends upon person to person. If I thought that like this is the platform where I can showcase my talent, because I knew within me that, I have actually worked hard, and I know that I can show myself. Though, there are many youngsters who come in who are not able to do, so well during the first season, but I was like, कि निहाल तूने करके दिखाना है, तूने वो पहले सीजन में करना है जो लोग पहले सीजन में नहीं कर पाते. And that's what kept me going, and I scored, around 240 runs batting down the order. And I think that was decent enough start for me, and I'm hopeful that I can continue to do well in the upcoming years. And next year, hopefully Mumbai Indians will win the title. And let's see.
We're all hoping for that. So another question is that strategically, does it help you to be a left-handed batsman, or does it not make any difference as such?
Yeah, so technically, now let me tell you, if I am a left-hander batter, so the top hand is your dominating hand. So like if I am a lefty, so my right hand would be my dominating hand, and all the activities which I do is from my right hand. So basically I am correct, but all the right-handers who work with the right hand, if you're a right-hander and you write with your right hand, technically you're not right, but I am right. So like you're getting it. Like everyone thinks that lefty है. Like even when I started playing lefty में, like I was batting घर पे जब सब खेलते हैं, my mom कि उल्टी बैटिंग क्यों कर रहा है, पापा को कहते हैं
पंजाबी से उठा हाथ का है
ये पुट्ठा क्यों खड़ा है, पुट्ठे की बैटिंग करता है. Then my father was like, खेल, like let him play the way he is playing. And luckily that my parents did not change my batting stance, so I turned out to be a lefty. And so yeah, and I would say that there are not many left-handers. Left-handers are, if you see, there are very less left-handers if we compare it to right-handers. So if a left-hander plays a shot and a right-hander plays a shot, so the left-handers looks more attractive because because you don't see that on daily basis. So that's why I'm not saying that because I'm lefty, but in general that's what I've heard. So, and there are certain shots which left-hander like this this. I don't know if you would know the slog sweep. Yeah, so like the slog sweep. So this is a shot which comes naturally to a left-hander. So like if a leg spinner or a left-arm bowler is bowling to a left-hander, so this shot comes naturally to a left-hander. Whereas a right-hander, he has to think. If he has to play that shot, he has to. It doesn't come naturally to him. So he has to, first of all think about it and then execute it. But so like this, that's how lefties are different from right-handers.
Okay. And why don't you tell us all a little bit about your experience with Mumbai Indians in specific? I mean, I've seen some of your videos where the Ambani family is also very warm to the team, and there are awards being given out in the dressing room. So tell us about your experience with Mumbai Indians and the Ambani family. If you've interacted with them, of course you have. So what's it been like for you?
First of all, I would say that I'm really lucky to be a part of the Mumbai Indians squad and Ambani family is, they are like, they're really down to earth family. Like, as everyone knows, they are such a huge name. But, I mean, they try to help the players, the staff members, like anyone, not only the players or the staff members, but anyone which comes through. They try to help them in any possible way. So yeah, you're talking about the different things which they do. So what they have introduced the man of the match, dressing room man of the match award, which they give to the player which does well on that particular day. So they have their badges made for like a bowler or a batter, and then a fielder or any impactful innings or whatever a certain player does. So that's how they reward us, which keeps us boosted, which keeps us motivated, which keeps us going. So I got I think 4 or 5 awards this season, and we just have to give a speech after it, and that's it. So I think, but I would say like I'm really blessed that I'm a part of Mumbai Indians squad because they are like. They have won the title 5 times, and every any cricketer, if you ask which team they would like to be a part of during the IPL, they would say Mumbai Indians, and I'm really lucky they picked me and I'm playing for them.
And the last question would be that cricketers are now also becoming fashion icons. So what is your fashion statement like? How do you like to dress up? I'm sure you're very aggressive in the field, but off field, how do you like it?
So I'm usually in my shorts, so this is probably I'm wearing my jeans, trousers, shirts after so long. I don't usually wear it, so I'm usually dressed up in my shorts and I'm with my shoes. I'm either running or playing. So that's how I usually am. But
so athleisure is your way to go.
Yeah.
Okay. So athleisure brands, any athleisure brands out there watching this video, you know who to reach out to. We'll tag his management also. And if we can have any questions from the audience also, I think we have a couple of minutes.
Great to hear from you, Nehal. I wish you well. Amongst your squad, even the assistant coaches, and one person who's helped you, or a senior player who you think went out of the way to help you or assist you?
I would say Rohit Sharma, because so let me tell you how how I played the match. So basically, I was seen as a youngster in this. I've never told this to anyone except my family. So this is the story which I'm sharing. So when I went, into the camp, so I was being seen as a youngster there. Like they clarify the roles, like because obviously the Mumbai Indians, if you look at the squad, so even if when I went in, I was like I won't fit in the 11, because if I was actually thinking like this and the playing to not even 11, 12, 13 are set. So how do I fit in? But there was one thing within me that I know that I knew that I can smash the ballers. Like even when we were playing the practice match, I know like I can smash them. So I was waiting for those practice matches. I was waiting for that opportunity. So the first practice game which I was playing, and Jofra Archer was bowling to me, and I was, looking down, and I took my stance, and I was like, shit, Joff Archer is coming. And he was like, with his long hair, and he was running, and I was like, the first ball he bowled, and it went from here, like, and I was like, oh, okay, like, this means business. At the next ball which he bowled, it again went from here. And then I was like, I need to, get ready before. Like, from the time, I'm getting ready, I need to get ready a bit earlier. And then I went on and I played, and Rohit Bhai was batting with me. And then the first shot which I played was a pull shot to Archer, which went for a boundary. And this, gave me confidence. And then Rohit Bhai came up to me and he was like, good shot. And then I went on and I scored 50 runs in the first game, and then the second game which I played, I again scored a 50. And then the third game which we played, and I again scored a half century. And then Rohit Bhai told me that, you are actually ready for the, this platform, and you can actually play the bowlers. You're actually ready for, you're just ready to play. And then a day before, the first match was being played against RCB, and it was Joff's birthday we were celebrating, and I was actually, I was still not, I still did not know that I would be playing. And our coach, Mark Boucher, he came up to me and he was like, Nehal, come here, I need to talk to you. And I was like, ठीक है, बोलेंगे कि 15 में है, कि मेरे को 11 में तो अभी भी नहीं होगा. So, and we went out and he told me you'll be playing tomorrow. And I was actually, just shocked to hear that, because I was actually not expecting it. Being in the MI squad is, I feel blessed, but playing the first game for MI is a really, really big thing. Because I have known players who were in the squad for 3-4 years and they did not even get a game, and then they got released from the team. So that's how it happened, and then it just the things went on to be, it went on to be well, and that's how it happened. That's how I played my first game. That's how I played the last game. That is the semi-final against GT, and then that's how it happened.
Any other last questions?
You also had a star bowler, son of Sachin. So when you have stars, older players existing, and such a younger guy, not directly competing with you, but just in the squad, so how is the atmosphere? What did you note? आपने क्या notice किया ऐसे माहौल में? या ये सिर्फ हमें बार ऐसे लगता है?
सर मैं आपको एक बात बताऊंगा, अर्जुन तेंदुलकर के बारे में किसी को ये पता नहीं होगा, बट मैंने अपनी लाइफ में आज तक जो सबसे हार्ड वर्किंग लड़का आज तक देखा है वो अर्जुन तेंदुलकर है. वो इतना ज्यादा हार्ड वर्किंग लड़का है. मैं मतलब इफ यू एवर सी हिम इज ऑलवेज थिंकिंग अबाउट क्रिकेट. बट हाँ, जो आप एटमॉस्फेयर की बात करो, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि अगर वो सचिन सर का बेटा है तो ये बी ट्रीटेड डिफरेंटली, या कोई भी, या अर्जुन नहीं है कोई और है. ऐसा बिल्कुल नहीं. अगर ऐसा होता तो फिर तो अर्जुन सारे गेम्स ही खेलता. तो ऐसा नहीं है. मतलब जो भी सिचुएशन डिमांड करती है या कुछ भी है, तो मतलब वो टीम हमारी टीम मेंबर्स सब डिसीजन लेते हैं. पर ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि कोई स्टार का बेटा है या बेटी है, कुछ भी है. सो एवरीवन इज ट्रीटेड इक्वली. दैट्स द थिंग व्हिच MI is really careful of. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है.
Perfect. Thanks a lot, Nihal, for joining us. And I'm sure a lot of people would want to connect with you personally after this and hear about the stories on field.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nihal, for the extraordinary, anecdotes you shared with us, and also giving us glimpse about what the real life looks like of a cricketer. Thank you so much. It was very interesting to hear you.